Hi! So today I wanted to talk to you guys, Today I wanted to talk to you guys about women that inspired me when I was younger. And I mean, they still inspire me now. But these were women that were my inspiration as a wee child. So the first lady that was really my role model when I was really young was Shania Twain, Canadian country singer and national treasure. I was just so inspired by her story. Her parents died when she was quite young, and she took care of her siblings. And through all of that, she still managed to have this music career and then grow to such a status, and she was able to provide her family for things that they couldn't have before, and it was just like such a beautiful, heartwarming story. Later on, she had to go through this horrible divorce, and then she came back into the music scene. Oh, like, I just love that lady. And her music, that is what country crossover should be, people. She is always gonna be one of my faves. She's releasing new stuff now, and I'm just really happy about that, and I just love her. Another lady that really inspired me when I was younger was Tamara Pierce. So she is the author of many a fantasy novel, and she really inspired me because she created such rich fantasy worlds, and all of her stories pretty much centered around young women. And I just loved those books growing up. Like, I really liked The Lord of the Rings, and that's what really got me into fantasy. But The Lord of the Rings is so centered around boys and men, and there's not a whole lot of female characters in the series. Reading a high fantasy series that had a lot of female characters was just such a life-changing experience for me as a young reader. Like, from the age of 11 to 14, she really helped shape my love for high fantasy, and she really inspired me to write my own fantasy stories about strong women. And one thing that I really love about her books even now is how all of her female characters are so different from each other, and not only that, but they all respect one another. Like, if you look into the Song of the Lioness books, for example, you have Alanna, who is a very, like, tough warrior lady, but she has so much respect for the character of Theet, who is a high lady. She's not a warrior at all, but she is a very important and smart woman in her own right. And in a lot of books, you may get them having some sort of a rivalry, or maybe Alanna would, like, look down on her because she's not a warrior, but she respects her so much, and they are friends, and that just, like, oh, blew my mind. There's pretty much no girl hate in any of these books, and that truly warms my heart. It truly did shape a lot of the way that I told stories when I was younger. I didn't actually know much about Tamara Pierce besides her work until like a few years ago. Like, I didn't know what she looked like. I didn't know anything about her. I just knew her work, and that was enough for me. But she seems like a cool person, IRL. If I ever meet her one day, I'll just be like, I owe you. Another lady that really inspired me more in my teen years, especially like around the time I was 12 to like 15, is Lights. Canadian singer, songwriter, visionary. Really loved her music back in the day. And what I really loved was that she created a lot of her music by herself. She's a synth pop artist, if you don't know her, and when she first started out, she did a lot of the instrumentation herself on her computer, and that inspired me because I didn't have like the resources or the people to like form my own bands. So I did a lot of the same things that she showed in her video blogs. Like, I went on GarageBand and recorded my own stuff. I recorded every instrument. It really inspired me to write my own music, and then eventually I ended up going into composition at university. So who would have thought? Seeing this like young lady doing everything basically by herself, and me seeing it being like, I could do that. I respect her, and I thank her every day for doing that for me. Even to this day, like, she still inspires me so much. She recently released a concept album, and with the concept album there is an accompanying comic book. So she's always been very interested in comics. A lot of her music videos in the past have that kind of like aesthetic. So she went out and created her own graphic novel all centered around this album. And she did everything herself. Like, normally when a graphic novel gets made. There's one person who writes the story, there's another person who does the art, there's another person who colors the art, and she did all of those things. She wrote the story, she made the art, she shaded it, colored it, put it all together, formatted it, everything by herself. And she basically learned how to do it all through watching webinars and tutorials and everything. She just like sat down, taught herself everything, and she freaking did it. It's out there now. You can buy the issues. All the issues are out now. That blows my mind, and it just inspires me so much, because I think sometimes we think we can only have one career. We can only be really good at one thing, and she is proof that you can do multiple things and be successful, and that you shouldn't just like pin yourself down to doing one thing. Like me, like I went to school for music. I love writing music, but I also really love writing, and I want to release a novel someday. And so she's just proof that you can do those things. You can do multiple things. You can be a multifaceted person in this modern world. It just, yeah, that just inspires me so much. Those are three ladies that inspired me when I was a youngster. They still inspire me to this day, to be honest. Female role models are incredibly important, and I'm so glad that now in the media we're getting more female characters doing more cool things. We're seeing a lot of women coming out of different industries that have been mainly dominated by men, and it's just like, yes, we need more of this. Because me as a child, seeing these people doing this stuff and saying, I could do that too, that is so important. We need more people doing that. We need more LGBT plus role models. We need more people of color role models. Oh, we just need every kind of role model out there. And I'm just so happy that people are coming up. The time is now. The day is here, to quote Les Mis. The media is getting more diverse, and I love it. And I just hope that it continues, because we need people to inspire youngsters like those people inspired me. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know who some of your role models were growing up, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.